Well, all of us maybe thought that when he persisted on after being fouled, it was a tackle. It was a very good tackle from Kyle Walker-Peters. He got hold of the ball, but he wrapped his other leg into the right leg of Garnacho, and Garnacho found himself on the ground. He spent like 2 minutes on the ground, but later he forced on and came back on the field of play. But later, the manager took him off. After that, we thought that maybe Garnacho never got a serious injury. But, guys, the injury of Garnacho is serious. Why? Yesterday at Old Trafford, he left in a protective boot and he was on clutches. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? Smash the like button, comment and share. Rafael Varane has gone ahead and revealed his thoughts about Pellistri and Alejandro Garnacho, the injured guy, and obviously new plans for Anthony Elanga and Facundo Pellistri have been revealed by correspondent of Manchester United from the Manchester Evening News. Welcome, guys. I've come in late, but trust me, we are going to put up 3 recorded videos, and don't expect that on a daily. We do have a live video and it's going to come up, guys. Don't get worried. I'll never disappoint you, and let's jet in and roll. Now, yesterday was a day that most of us never liked because Casemiro got a red card and we failed to win that game, yet it was a must-win game for Manchester United and it never went our way. But obviously, that's what God planned for us, and Casemiro needs to find himself in a better position. I've seen the manager Erik ten Hag coming out and saying that Casemiro has never gotten a red card in his entire career. I understand, especially for Real Madrid, but the circumstances right now are really different. And the moment you put yourself in a situation of VAR to review your tackle, then when you get a red card, don't bring in an excuse that even Ampate did a Moas foul on João Felix in the game of Chelsea and Leicester and was not red carded. It was his luck. It was his day. It was his lucky day, because even us, sometimes we've walked away with these. You get? We've walked away with such foul. We've walked away with such fouls. So, yesterday we are unlucky. Casemiro was sent off, and the manager is telling us that he's planning to move on without Casemiro for the next 4 games. And obviously, that's what you're supposed to do, because that's what the game calls for. You get? So, let's start with Alejandro Garnacho, who was injured, and yesterday after the game of football, see what happened to him. He walked on clutches. You see him holding clutches, and he was having a protective boot. That is Alejandro Garnacho. So we are waiting to see how long the injury is going to really take for Garnacho to find himself back to the level supposed to be on. Remember, the last player of United to walk out on clutches this season was Eriksen, and he is out for 3 months. Yeah, that's it. And good news is that he's returning very soon. That is around the first week or second week of April, after the international break. Ten have confirmed us that he's going to return. But for Garnacho, it's a huge loss, because he's one of those players that that have kept fans of Old Trafford on the edge of their seats, even those that are really watching the games in the comfort of their homes. He keeps them on the edges of the seats they're having in their sitting rooms, or in the edges of their beds where they're watching the game of football from. And that is Alejandro Garnacho for you. Very talented player, good at what he does, and has gone ahead to really keep himself in a position of not losing out on anything that comes to him. And that is Alejandro Garnacho. But that is opening a space for Facundo Pellistri. Why? He plays well onto the left and right sides of the attacking midfield, and with Alejandro Garnacho absent, I think Pellistri is going to be a constant into the match squad of Manchester United, and he might find himself even getting a nod to start away in Real Betis. I believe that if at all Garnacho had not gotten injured in the game of Southampton, he would have found himself in the starting 11 of United at Real Betis on Thursday. And I believe Pellistri might get that nod in there for you. So, but for Garnacho, we are waiting for the website of Manchester United and the correspondents of United to let us know on how long this young talented lad is going to spend away from the club. And we want to know which particular part of his body was injured, because even Eriksen was like that. After getting injured, he forced his way through back to the game, and he played more 10 minutes, was taken off. And when he was taken off, he just found himself out after the game ended, when he's in a protective boot and is having clutches. So we don't know what is happening to Garnacho. Is it the end of the season for him? That's not what we want, but we are waiting for reports coming in from the diagnosis that are going to be made by the medical team of United. Let us know what has happened to Garnacho and what went wrong on him. And secondly, tell us the time spell and which part of the body has gotten in. If it's his ankle, his season is going to come to an end. That's it. Because if it was rattled, then we have no chance of seeing him again. It might take him some 2-3 months to recover, and it will be some bad news for him because he has been having a very magnificent season at Manchester United, and he wouldn't like to find himself in such a position of missing out on the remaining part of the season. That is Alejandro Garnacho. Now, talking about Garnacho and Pellistri, the two brilliant talents that we have from the academy, Rafael Varane, a man who has been at Real Madrid and seen very many talents come out from the academy, he has gone ahead and really said the following about Garnacho and Pellistri. He has said they have a lot of talent, they can bring speed to the pitch, they can create chances, create danger. We need these kinds of players to make a difference. Now, you know, one thing I've learned about Pellistri is persistence. Persistency. Even if you feel like the chance is nowhere near coming, you just have to continue pushing. And that's what he has continued to do at Manchester United. Erik ten Hag said he's not going to sell him in the January transfer, to loan him in the January transfer window, and said, I want this player here. Maybe would have gotten his loan at the end of the summer transfer window, but he was injured. Remember, he got injured when you're playing Atletico Madrid in Oslo. So that really stopped his transfer plans or loan plans. And then he found himself training with Manchester United. Erik ten Hag was impressed until we returned from the World Cup, when he really put up some good performances for Uruguay. I think ten Hag noted that there is a player in Facundo Pellistri. Then Pellistri came in through, he went to Spain, and after going to Spain, he came out and really made his debut, senior debut for Manchester United in the game of, I think we are playing Bournemouth. He came on through and created an assist. He played his second game against Nottingham, and he played his third game against Rio Betis. You saw the impact that he put on the game of play, and even yesterday, the manager brought him on. And that is a very, very good gesture from Facundo Pellistri. And Varane coming out and really hailing these youngsters, he's really right. They have the pace, they create chances, and they put our opponents on tenterhooks. Remember, the fullbacks of Southampton were really flying a lot before these two came in through. Then Erik ten Hag, because of his intelligence, he noticed that through the middle, Southampton is not a threat, but they are using the wide areas to surge into our half. What he did was, he brought on Garnacho to close down Kyle Walker-Peters, and obviously Facundo Pellistri to close down the left back. And obviously the damage and threat really reduced. And he's so much exact onto this. That is Rafael Varane. These boys are young. Facundo Pellistri is 20. Alejandro Garnacho is 18. I think he's going to make 19 this year. So they bring speed on the pitch, and you'll need this every game. You get the way they are brave is really amazing. And if at all you are that kind of person who wants these kinds of players who really keep you on the edge of the seats, Facundo Pellistri and Garnacho will get you this in every game. But the problem is Garnacho has got himself, he was injured on Sunday, but Facundo Pellistri is still here and still doing the needful. And I think for Garnacho, I think it was not far away from coming. Why? For the very first time, he has played very many games for Manchester United. He had never gone a season playing at the senior level. He was playing in the academy, but this time around, he's playing at the senior level. And this season, when you look at the number of games Garnacho has gone ahead to play, where are his stats? I want the stats of Garnacho. So, Garnacho this season has played 15 games in the Premier League, you get, and he has scored 2 goals and 2 assists. Then he has played 6 games in the EFL Cup. Those are 21 games. Then 5 games, he has played 5 games in the EFL Cup. Those are 20, plus the 6 has played the UEFA Europa League. Those are 26. I think he has featured in every FA Cup and played. So it shows you that he has played close to 30 games this season, and they are senior games, and he's taking on hard teams. So that calls in for him getting injured, guys. It calls him for getting injured because he's playing at the level that is not used to playing at. But for Facundo Pellistri, I believe he was at Alves for 1.5 seasons. And I think he has been so much in these situations a lot. He's playing for his Uruguay national team, so this is not new to him, and his body is used to it. So for Garnacho, I think he just has to go on and really try to really build his physicality, but it's a big miss. But for Facundo Pellistri, let's wait and see how that is going in through. But later, Samuel Lucas has told us that Manchester United are really having huge plans for Facundo Pellistri, and now Ten Hag believes that he can find himself a team to belong there and really explode there. He's telling us that is Samuel Lucas, correspondent of Manchester United for the Manchester Evening News, that Manchester United are planning to let Facundo Pellistri head out on loan next season. They have penciled in a loan move for Anthony Elanga next term. So Facundo Pellistri is going to be loaned. To me, I believe at that age of Facundo Pellistri, 20 years of age, he needs more playing time. I would like to credit Erik ten Hag for what he's doing for this lad and giving him cameos in these games we are playing. Why? He's sending a signal to teams in the Premier League that you can need this player. I think Ten Hag made a decision to keep Facundo Pellistri to get him some minutes so that he comes out and really exposes what he has on the field of play at the biggest stage at Manchester United. Manchester United is one of the biggest clubs, you know that very well, and everyone is always watching. That's it. So I think next season he's going to go to a Premier League team. I think there are very many Premier League teams outside there who would love Facundo Pellistri because of what he has gone ahead to showcase in these games. And I think he's going to get more playing time towards the end of the season as we age into the final bend of the season, because Ten Hag is going to make rotation, and obviously this lad has shown him that I can come on the pitch and act more than Anthony. I can bring on the pitch more than what Anthony brings. So we might even find ourselves that has not been loaned. That's it. So however much a story is up that is going to be loaned, that doesn't mean that's going to be loaned, because you don't know exactly what is going to feature in what's going to feature in the summer, because he might come out and obviously perform very, very, very well. So for Facundo Pellistri, him being loaned, I think it will depend on to how he's going to perform in the remaining games. But I think they are considering it, but they're having specific teams where they want him to go. I think they want to see him play in the Premier League. They don't want him to play outside the Premier League teams, and I think that's why Ten Hag really denied a loan away from the Premier League. He wants him to be playing in the Premier League. So for Elanga, I think it's high time he got loaned also. So let's wait and see which teams are really going to come in for him. But there are huge Premier League teams that wanted him before, like Everton. They wanted him. And I think there are going to be very many of those that are really going to be interested in signing him on loan in the summer. So let's wait and see how Elanga goes, because for him, he's unlucky. And I think if Facundo comes in through and really gets in playing time, Garnacho, yet you had playing time faster than them, that means you are not a player meant to be at Manchester United. That's it. Whether he's going to explode into a player that everyone is going to be admiring later, it's possible. I can't rule it out. But right now, he's not that kind of player you can really reckon with ahead of Facundo Pellistri and Alejandro Garnacho. So, I think for Elanga, Barcelona was interested in him. Borussia Dortmund. I think Everton. So, let's wait and see where he's going to go in the summer. So guys, your thoughts are welcome to the Garnacho injury. We are waiting for the update. What do you think about Facundo Pellistri being loaned in the summer? And obviously Anthony Elanga. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. A sign out for now. See you later. First video of the day. More is coming.